Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you are sleeping. In the hopelessness of swamps, there are creatures with bizarre appearances, creepy behaviors, and spooky features, from living in the swamps to being trapped there. Let's see some of the most unbelievable things found in swamps. Carcass covered in larvae. In the middle of the jungle, a blob of animal-like creature appeared lifeless while covered in thousands of tiny rice-like insects, called maggots. When the case was disclosed, it turned out to be a bear who was shot during a hunting trip, but somehow left into the woods to rot. The creepy video shows thousands of maggots having a grand feast out of the doomed bear's flesh, which basically is a natural phenomenon called decomposition, where flies lay eggs upon turning into maggots start to devour the carcass until only a skeleton is left. River monster. In River Brunei, some fishermen spotted an eerie creature basking in the sunlight while floating on top of cool water. Take a closer look. Some say it's a mutant fish with a set of pointy jaws, while others claim it to be a legendary Brunei monster. However, with that bizarre star-shaped nose, it looks like some deformed version of swamp rats, since the creature is known for its semi-aquatic lifestyle while foraging for food underwater. Any guesses? What could it be? Let us know in the comments section below. Chupacabra in farm. A Nelson County man in Kentucky saw this strange-looking hairless creature walking towards the farm. Not sure what it is, he aimed his weapon toward the animal, but on second decided to give it a good look. Nope, it's not a dog, nor a raccoon, or a cat. So, is it the real-life Chupacabra? Well, the animal with a weird nose, skinny figure, and pointed ears sure bears resemblance to the legendary Chupacabras, doesn't it? Hungry Sigbin. Dark, black, and short-heighted, a shadow-like figure was spotted emerging from the tall grasses of Barangay Sangco by a Philippines man. Upon closer look, the strange creature turned out to be the Philippines' mythical creature, otherwise known as Sigbin. Hiding in the woods, these nocturnal beasts are famous for chopping its victims in the middle of the night. The footage shows this daring man throwing some kind of special leaves, just as the Sigbin tries to come near him, which apparently ward off the lethal predator back into the grass. Stuck in muddy mess. Is it some swamp monster or an alienoid beast? Stuck in the chaos of marshy mud, the eerie creature covered in maggots, worms, and parasites turned out to be a dog who was left in the wilderness to rot. Well, credit goes to its rescuers who, despite not even being able to recognize the creature, decided to help it. Almost on the verge of giving up on life, the dog named Burik was not only given care, but was loved enough to get back on its feet again. Baby albino alligators. Who would have thought reptiles could look beautiful too? Meet one of the rare species of alligators, better known as albino alligators. Rare and precious, the species, despite looking absolutely exquisite, is quite vulnerable when it comes to survival, as they lack an essential pigmentation in their skin cells, making them sensitive to sunlight. Not just that, the animal has poor eyesight, meaning it's hard for them to spy on prey, or even spot a predator. The clip shows 3 of these pale white baby alligators with a hint of pink to their entire skin. These 2-month-old babies squeaking and playing around the marshy floor. Horse in trouble. Moving on, meet Filey the horse, half stuck in the muddy swamp, quite still and unable to move. The wild horse was given no choice but to wait for the help to arrive. And so it did when a group of people spotted this miserable 2-year-old creature stuck between life and death near the town of Sundre, Alberta. The incident occurred in May 2020, where these very kind people tied the filly through the harness and pushed it hard until the animal was free to gallop around. Piglet in trouble. While playing with its sibling, this little guy happened to fall into a deep well with no way to jump out of there. Swimming, drowning, and shivering for breath, the poor fellow was just about to give up when noticed by the locals, where one of them was kind enough to get himself into the well to rescue the drawing piglet. He went down, swam all the way towards the threatened animal, picked it up in his lap where others carried them both, get pulled out of the water. The piglet was then carried to a safer location, wrapped up in a cozy blanket while enjoying some nice food. Monster catfish. In December 2017, the villager from Phot Lung in southern Thailand, after spotting a giant catfish splashing in the local pond, knew that it needed their help. With a whopping weight of 440 pounds, the 26-year-old fish turned out to be a Mekong giant catfish, who was stuck in the tiny pond after heavy rains and the flood in the area. Wrapping the beast into a net, it took about 6 hours to pull, hoist, and drive the fish to a deep water body, where it was released safely and swam away happily. Elephants in the mud. Glued to the stickiness of mud and slippery floor, 2 of the young elephants were caught hopelessly lying in the labyrinth of marshy bog, peacefully lying there while waiting for their terrible fate to come to an end. Fortunately, the giants were spotted right on time by the rescue team, who didn't give up until both of them made it to the dry land. The incident took place in September 2022, showing these giants getting a bit wobble as they got out of the mud. Deer stuck in swamp. In October 2020, a small deer was found trapped in shallow water, holding up to a rock until it finds a way out. The creature seems helpless, with no idea to climb into the riverbank. The footage is from the northeastern India, where this man named Sanjib, after seeing this poor creature, decided to risk his own life to rescue the deer stuck in the swamp. He gets into the water, swims towards the animal while pulling the 33-pound deer to its shoulders and onto the dry land. Pretty tired and clumsy, the deer seemed weak, stressing over the entire situation, but was vibing an emotion of relaxation and happiness as it got back to its legs. Skin-shedding snake. This is just an ordinary rattlesnake, right? But wait until it baffles you with one of its natural behaviors. Turns out this slithery reptile here is going through a skin-shedding process. Since snakes can't grow their skins irrespective of their body size, they tend to generate a new layer of skin while discarding the previous. But does it hurt? Well, it appears when snakes go through the skin shedding, they tend to become quite uncomfortable, or sometimes even anxious too. But despite rejuvenating the skin cell, the process is pretty helpful in removing harmful parasites from their bodies too. Catfish in car wreck. Not sure how and when a car got into the river, but when it was plucked out from the bottom of the river using a crane, its interior was found filled with treasure. The video features a car spilling out 100 pounds of tasty catfish. A species like that likes to dwell at the bottom of the seafloor, having 100,000 taste buds. Anyhow, where nobody is sure why these tasty treats happen to find a car as their new home, some believe it's because a shelter like that works perfectly fine to spawn and hide from predators. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. Today's subscriber pick points towards this creepy picture of a hairy mass standing in the middle of the swamp bog. However, judging by the looks of it, the eerie creature appeared to be a G's golden langur, an endangered species of langurs native to Bhutan in Assam in India. Hopping along from one tree to another, the animal has got an opaque black face complemented with beautiful golden fur. They have a long tail measuring around 16.69 inches and happen to snack on pretty much all kinds of fruits, leaves and seeds, buds and flowers. But unfortunately, there are only 7,000 of these eerie creatures left in the wild. Orangutan on the go. Orangutans are generally harmless towards humans, but a giant one with a whopping weight of 300 pounds is surely capable of giving some nightmares. Speaking of which, in Indonesia, a group of tourists encouraged a huge adult male orangutan. But thankfully, This one happened to look quite calm when some excited tourists decided to follow the beast and took some shots of him. Because for a fact, orangutans are known to strike with an immense amount of force when they feel threatened. See you next time!